You open your closet. 30 shirts, 10 pairs of pants, a dozen jackets in different weights and colors. And you stand there, completely frozen, mentally running combinations, checking the weather, thinking about who you're seeing today, calculating which version of yourself to put on for the world. By the time you finally get dressed, you're already tired. You haven't had coffee yet. Your brain is already running on empty. Now picture someone else's closet. 7 identical black t-shirts hanging in a row, 5 pairs of the same dark jeans, 3 of the exact same gray hoodie. They reach in, grab the first thing they touch, and they're dressed in 6 seconds. They don't think about it. They never think about it. And they walk out the door with more mental energy in their first 5 minutes than most people have by noon. To the outside world, that closet looks boring. People wonder if they ever wash their clothes. They get told to express themselves, to try something new, to stop looking like they gave up. And occasionally, looking at everyone else's carefully curated outfits, the uniform wearer might feel something quiet and uncomfortable. Not quite embarrassment, but something close. A feeling that consistency looks like defeat from the outside, that invisible means forgettable, that maybe they stopped trying without realizing it. Here is what is actually happening, and it changes how you see that closet entirely. Wearing the same thing every day is not a fashion failure. It is not a sign that you've stopped caring about yourself. It is one of the most deliberate, sophisticated energy management strategies a person can employ. And once you understand the neuroscience behind it, you will never apologize for your wardrobe again. Let's talk about what your brain is actually doing every morning. The human brain has a real and documented capacity limit for decision-making. Every choice you make, from what to eat, to which route to take, to what to say in a message, draws from the same finite cognitive reservoir. And here is the critical detail. Your brain does not distinguish between an important decision and a trivial one. Choosing between 2 shirts and choosing between 2 job offers pull from exactly the same resource. The brain doesn't get to know in advance which choices will matter. This is why decision-making researchers consistently find that people make worse, more impulsive choices later in the day than in the morning, not because they're less intelligent, but because their decision-making capacity has been gradually depleted by thousands of small choices that felt insignificant at the time. When you wear the same outfit every day, you are removing an entire category of decisions from your morning before they can cost you anything. You aren't skipping a choice. You made the choice once in advance, permanently, and every morning you reclaim that cognitive bandwidth for whatever actually demands it. The second concept is what psychologists call attentional resource allocation, where your mind naturally directs its focus based on what it values most. For people with highly active, deeply engaged minds, the mental overhead of tracking trends, planning outfits, and managing the social performance of appearance simply isn't worth the return. It's not that you can't engage with it, it's that your brain has already decided at a very deep level that the cost isn't justified by the outcome. This isn't laziness, it is prioritization at a neurological level. Now, not everyone who wears a uniform does it for the same reason. There are 3 distinct types, and knowing which one you are will help you own this habit completely. Type 1, the efficiency architect. For you, this is pure mathematics. You calculated, consciously or intuitively, that 20 minutes a day on clothing decisions is over 120 hours a year, more than 3 full work weeks spent on fabric. You found that unacceptable and you solved it. Your uniform is a systems decision, not a style decision. You apply the same logic to every other area of your life. You automate what can be automated so you can direct your full capacity toward the things that can't. You are not someone who gave up on details. You are someone who decided which details deserve your attention. Type 2, the sensory minimalist. For you, this wasn't a productivity decision, it was a survival one. Clothing is a sensory experience that most people barely register, and you cannot stop registering. The wrong fabric against your skin can derail your entire day. An itchy tag, a waistband that sits slightly wrong, a collar that's just stiff enough to be distracting. These aren't minor inconveniences. They are constant, low-grade sensory noise that your brain cannot filter out. When you found the shirt that doesn't do any of that, something in you relaxed completely. You wear the same thing because it gives your nervous system a stable, predictable physical baseline, one less thing to manage in a world that is already asking a great deal of you. Type 3 is the identity anchor. For you, the uniform is about something deeper than time or sensation. Life is unpredictable, relationships shift, work changes. The internal experience of who you are can feel surprisingly unstable when everything outside of you keeps moving. Your uniform is a fixed point. It is the thing that is always exactly the same, a daily, physical confirmation that you are still you, regardless of what the day holds. There is something quietly powerful about putting on the same thing you wore yesterday and the day before, because it is a small act of continuity in a life that doesn't always offer many. Your clothing isn't a lack of identity, it is the most honest expression of it. People call this a fashion failure. They say you're stuck. They say you're not trying. But here's what they're missing. The people most concerned with changing their appearance daily are often the people most dependent on external signals to feel okay about themselves. A new outfit is a reset, a fresh start, a way of controlling how the world reads you when you don't fully trust how the world already sees you. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is worth naming. The person who wears the same thing every day doesn't need the external reset. They already know who they are. Their sense of themselves is not housed in their wardrobe. It lives somewhere that doesn't need to be replaced with the season. You are allowed to be consistent. You are allowed to be simple. You are allowed to decide that your mental energy is a resource worth protecting, and that a black t-shirt is a perfectly sufficient answer to a question you stopped finding interesting years ago. So, tell me, which one are you? The efficiency architect, the sensory minimalist, or the identity anchor? Drop your type in the comments below. I read every single one. If this video made you feel a little less dull and a lot more understood, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to keep these deep dives going, hit the join button to become a channel member. It genuinely means the world. Now, if your brain is wired to conserve energy this deliberately, there is a very good chance it also has an incredibly low tolerance for surface-level conversation. Click the video on your screen right now to find out the real psychology behind people who physically cannot do small talk, why your brain finds shallow conversation genuinely exhausting, and why that is a sign of exactly the kind of mind you think it is. I'll see you there.